Making sure it's running. Hey, hybrid class. Real quick, this is only going to take about 5 minutes. This will be a real short lecture today. This is going to be what you need to prepare for your ceremonial speech. Ceremonial speech is going to be a speech of introduction in this case. There could be multiple different types of ceremonial speeches. There's award ceremonies. There's what we call funereal speeches, where at a funeral. There's celebratory ceremonial speeches, but a ceremonial speech is part of exactly what it sounds like, a ceremony, an event. And because it's part of an event, it has a lot more social expectations than you would normally have, okay? For instance, for those of y'all who have either been to a wedding or gotten married in a wedding ceremony, you know, if you just got up there in front of the group and said, hey, we got married yesterday, and then you turned around and walked off, a lot of people would be very disappointed, very upset, because that's not what we expect from a ceremony, a wedding ceremony. Ceremonies have certain social expectations, and when you're doing an introduction, there's a lot of things that we want to roll into that, and some expectations that they have that you want to conform to. It's just because it's been done that way for so long. The social expectations and the social norms dictate that. So in most cases, you're not going to be the MC or the master of ceremonies or the person running the event. You're going to be part of the event, part of the speaker's introduction. So if you're at a business meeting, you conduct all the business, the president of the organization is running the lunch, and then the president of the organization is going to say, once they've done all the business and everything's out of the way and they're ready for the speaker, they're going to say, hey, now I'd like to introduce Vic McInnes to introduce our speaker, okay? So if that's the case, and we're going to assume in our ceremonial speeches, here in our introductory speeches, that the first thing you're going to do is thank whoever it was that introduced you. Okay, in this case, our person will be thanked will be known as Bob Smith. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is when you get up there in front of the group, you're going to go, hey, thanks, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Okay, thanks for introducing me and bringing me up here. You want to acknowledge that you were brought up by a person. Now, again, does that really serve any purpose? No, but if you don't say something about that person, you're going to look like a jerk. Okay, and that's just the long and the short of it. Okay, so the first thing you do is you get up and you say, thank you. Next thing you're going to want to do is tell us who the speaker is. Okay, and it's very simple. Today, you know, let's say it's from our earlier class. Today, I'm very happy to be have the opportunity to introduce Lil Wayne to you. Okay, Miley Cyrus. Thanks, Bob. I'm very happy today to have the opportunity to introduce Miley Cyrus to you. I'm very happy today to introduce, and again, whoever. It's just a quick blast to let them know who the speaker is. Now, the next three things that you're going to include in this speech can go in whatever order you find most appropriate for the group. Now, first thing you're going to say, one of the things we want is the speaker's history or background or their qualifications. Okay? Jobs they've had, books they've written, studies they've done, what makes them worthwhile to listen to as part of this. Okay? So that's real simple. You know, tell what schools they've been to, what jobs they've had before. Okay? Things along those lines. What is their background? What in their history makes them qualified to give this speech? Second thing you want to do is you want to introduce the topic. Okay? And what they're going to be talking about. Again, you don't give that up here when you tell who the speaker is. You give that in the body. Just sort of a broad brush stroke. And you should know that before they get up here. Okay? And if you don't, you have to, you need to go over, if you don't know before in advance, you need to go over and say, hi, Lil Wayne. What are you going to be talking about today? Okay, hey, Lil Wayne's here today to talk to you about the current trends in the music industry. Okay? Then you're going to tie in why the audience cares. And what they tried to do was hang me up with a couple of rappers in the last class that I was, even though I wasn't familiar with them necessarily, musical trends. Hey, we all listen to music. The music industry is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry in the United States that we all are affected by. So we should all listen to this speech. Okay. So the three things you need to put in, where we're at now. You thank the person who brought you up to introduce them. You say who the speaker is. Okay. You say give the speaker's history, their background. You introduce the topic, why the audience cares, and then you actually bring the speaker up. You do the actual and here's whoever. Okay? So, again, remember, the speaker's history, background, qualifications, their topic, and why the audience cares can really go in any order. Okay? So, let me do a quick one for you. Going to turn this over here a little bit. Let me get it. I'll set it aside. So, and again, the way this will work in class is I'll walk up and go, thanks for the introduction, Bob. I have the pleasure today to introduce the president of Aiken Technical College, Dr. Forrest Mahan. Dr. Mahan's tenure here at Aiken Tech started in July of 2016 when his nomination to the position of ATC president was unanimously approved by the members of the Aiken County Commission for Technical and Comprehensive Education. At the time, Dr. Mahan said, "I am honored to have been selected as the president. I'm excited to work with the students, faculty, and staff and administrators at Aiken Technical College. I look forward to becoming an active member of the business community and an advocate for the educational and workforce needs of Aiken County." We've asked Dr. Mahan to speak today on the challenges of increasing enrollment at Aiken Technical College in a secondary education marketplace that is growing increasingly competitive. As we all know, funding for our technical college is directly tied to student enrollment. So this is a topic that should be incredibly important to all of us. And Dr. Mahan is very qualified to speak on this topic. For those of you who don't know, Dr. Mahan received his bachelor's degree in history from the College of Charleston in 1993. He then went on to the University of South Carolina, Columbia, where he received his master's degree in history in 1995. He then went back to the University of South Carolina, Columbia, and completed his Doctor of Philosophy degree in Higher Education Administration, which he received in 2005. Dr. Mahan has a long professional history with the South Carolina Technical College system. He was a history instructor at Orangeburg Calhoun Technical College for 12 years. He served as the vice president of Northeastern Technical College in Cheraw, South Carolina for 8 years. And as I said, he's been the president here at Aiken Technical College since July of 2016, or a little over 3 years. We're grateful Dr. Mahan could take time out of his schedule to speak to us on this topic today. So without further ado, Dr. Forrest Mahan. Okay, that's it. All right. I thanked Bob for introducing me and bringing me up. I told who the speaker was going to be, Dr. Forrest Mahan. And usually you say something like, "It's my pleasure, it's my honor. Today I'm here to introduce to you." I didn't do it in this order though. I gave the speaker's history, background, professional qualifications. I hit the topic that he was going to be speaking on, and I said why the audience cares. The way I did it was, I gave his topic first, I then gave why the audience cares, and then I gave the speaker's history, background, and then I invited the speaker to the stage. Okay? That's your introductory speech. I'm changing the time, going to be 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. Okay? So you're going to have to, for people that have got a lot of professional qualifications, you're going to have to cut stuff down, but you're going to want to make sure you've got that filled. Okay? So 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. Following this format should be a pretty easy A grade. All right? If you have any questions, you can email me. We'll see you guys on Monday in class to do your transcript, manuscript readings. The next Monday after that will be these introductory speeches. All right. Have a good weekend, and we will see you guys Monday afternoon.